I'm Algimantas. I live in a small East European country, Lithuania. I represent Creator, the Paradise Trinity. I am to this planet as his ambassador and apostle of Jesus and his partner, Nebadoni. The latter two are Master Creator Son and Creator Daughter. By saying I represent Creator as his ambassador and apostle of Jesus in Nebadonia, I want to point out that humanity is not abandoned by Creator, that humanity is being enlightened either by descending Paradise sons like Jesus, or ascending Creator sons like me, immortal, going upwards and speaking out Creator's living word, as I have established a direct communication with Creator himself, with Jesus, Nebadonia, receive revelations from them, and I share my knowledge with you, with humanity. Of course, the majority or the bulk of my work is in my native country, in my native tongue, Lithuanian. Therefore, the website I post my teachings on hosts over 1,000 spiritual teachings that I've spoken out as a living word of Creator in English. Yeah, I do from time to time. But I do desire to reach your hearts rather than your intellect. Because intellect, it's the accumulation of different information. And more often than not, human mind is absolutely at a loss how to use this information for the welfare of all, for the well-being of humanity, because nobody taught people to live their lives for the benefit of the whole. They care for their own narrow-minded interests, for their own family, for their own country, for their own selves. But it should be just the other way around. They should care for the interests of the whole of humanity, of the whole of universe, even of the whole of creation. But for that, you need to change your intellectual mind into the wise mind of the divine origin, rather than of the material origin, which is dominating the divine mind in each personality, because we are all spiritual personalities. Spiritual, not material. We have only the material body, which is temporary, and which is only on this very first and initial planet on our journey to paradise, to our parents, paradise parents, and our native home, the dwelling abode of Creator. So this is a very temporary outer form on this initial planet only. Just to test us, whether or not we have faith. Faith, it's not a ritual that I have some belief in what the Bible states or what a priest states, and I perform certain rituals, religious rituals. But faith is living this belief every day, all the time. Attending church is just a short, well, I would say it's a significant, but a very small segment of one's life. Meanwhile, once you begin to feel faith within, you begin to live this belief in Jesus, in Creator, and gradually, little by little, step by step, you are expanding this very tiny segment that you go to church, experience your spiritual opening to Creator, and then coming back to your ordinary, everyday environment, already in a different mode of your consciousness, in a different state of your consciousness. So, by this you have performed only the religious ritual of coming to church, spending some time in church, and you simply left everything behind you. Once out of church, you have different interests. While when you have a deep faith, which I call a living faith, it's within your spiritual personality that has sprouted within this material outer form and beginning to grow by its identity, ever bigger, ever stronger, by building up its character, the character that has been bestowed by Creator Himself, with all the qualities of the Creator's character, but in potential. And while having faith, living faith, all these potential qualities of the character of this personality are gradually turning into the actual ones. And what is the difference between the two, potential and actual? Potential, they are dormant within this personality, which is not yet waked up to operation, to living in an everyday life. But once you begin to feel the faith within, once you begin to feel you are not this outer invisible material body, but the inner dweller of this body, this is becoming already the sprouting of the actual out of that potential bestowed by Creator to this or that personality. So that's why, as we are spiritual personalities, and as Creator Himself has bestowed His own spirit to every personality, and this Creator Spirit is indwelling our mind, that is not the material brains as the part of the material body, as the definite organ, but the process of thinking, the process of decision making for the benefit of all. And these decisions are directed by this Spirit of Creator, which is called thought adjuster. Thought adjuster. Because the Spirit of Creator is adjusting our thoughts while we're asleep, and always turning from evil to goodness, from injustice to justice, from aggression to tranquility and bliss, from hatred to love, from revenge to mercy, from ugliness to beauty, from wrongdoing to goodness. So how can you separate your life from these qualities of your true character, spiritual character, by splitting only a small segment in church and then again get back to your vices? Yeah, it is possible to segment your life this way if you are not waked up as a spiritual personality and use your intellect for your own narrow interests. But if you begin to wake up, even though gradually, as a spiritual personality, you begin to feel within yourself that you are changing your attitude to what is around you. Your mind is being expanded by this very same Spirit of Creator, thought adjuster. And quite often, you might be given, oh, it's not correct to point out that quite often, always, every single moment, you are being given by this very same Creator Spirit counseling how you should act under the circumstances, how you should take the right direction of your free will decision. But the problem is with you, that you cannot discern the operation of the thought adjuster within your mind. You cannot hear what he is counseling you. You cannot use his advice because you are not operating yet as a spiritual personality. You are acting as a person in a spiritual slumber and without any knowledge that you are a spiritual personality and even eternal, and this outer form is temporary. But you as a personality shall be resurrected, provided you have this faith within, this living faith within. But to have it, you need to listen to my teachings. You have to open up your heart. Well, I say it as a metaphor, heart. But actually, your mind should be expanded. Your thinking should be expanded. Even by this idea that you are just the spiritual person and not this material visible form. This visible material form is only a means for your reparation, for the benefit of all, for the humanity, well-being. Of course, when people are not waked up spiritually, as spiritual personalities throughout the planet, it is very difficult to accept my words and test them, because it's a process. It's a process, and a long process of taking sincere and consistent efforts towards this very same spiritual end. That you should begin to open your own heart to my words you are hearing now in this very moment. Being Creator's ambassador and apostle of Jesus and his partner Nebuchadnezzar, I'm speaking out Creator's living word because you do not hear Creator's spirit. As I commune with Creator, with Jesus, with Nebuchadnezzar, receive teachings, revelations, publish books. So in this case, I act as a intermediary between Creator and you by speaking out material words you can hear as I'm using my vocal cords and speak out my words that I receive from Creator, which are meant to you and for you. This is my mission, conferred by Creator, to speak out his living word, to train spiritual teachers, to share spiritual knowledge that would expand man's mind. But everything depends upon your faith and upon your personal desire to experience everything what I've just told you. Once you wake up in the morning, say today, you do your, well, some ritual. Maybe you do morning exercises, physical exercises, but of course you wash yourself, have breakfast, maybe not all, have some breakfast in the morning. But this is obvious for you, because there is some need of your body to do all these ritualistic operations. Once you wake up as a spiritual personality, the very first thought after you wake up, just to thank Creator, thank Jesus. You've waked up for a new day that you would experience new experiences, that you would operate throughout the day doing good deeds, that Creator would send you people that you might do good deeds for them. Before every meal, pray in your sincere words. What words you pronounce, it's of no importance. Your sincerity makes absolutely different, first, frequency of your vibrations within your own physical body, and actually within your consciousness, within your mind. And you will begin to feel a different taste of the same food. Because once you pray in your own words before a meal, all the molecule structure is being changed into the quality that corresponds Creator's evolutionary plan, that this product's molecule should be in this pattern, which is usually broken by chemical fertilizers, by different additives, by additional sugars, and by any commercial ingredients, just to give you a stronger taste, to make you this food addict, that you would buy this sort of food. So this is already a broken, not only molecule pattern of the molecule of this product, but even the structure of the atom, the pattern of the structure of the atom is also broken. So by the prayer before each meal, I emphasize each meal, thank Creator for the possibility of having this divine food because all food comes from Creator's energy through these material products you are using for each meal. Just keep in mind, there are invisible Creator Providence's members, like physical controllers, energy directors, energy supervisors, energy centers, and they rearrange the broken structure of any atom or the broken pattern of the molecule just into the structure that is designed by Creator himself according to his evolutionary plan. Even though they remain invisible to our eyes, to our material eyesight. But your sincere prayer, requesting from them this sort of a restoration of the broken atom structure or the molecule pattern. And once it is out of your heart, this request, they grant this restructuring of the atom and molecule according to Creator's evolutionary plan. What I'm telling you, it's of utmost importance. You can reach Creator at any time, in any place, because Creator is within you through his spirit, thought adjuster. He knows you much better than you know yourself. He knows how and when you shall leave this planet. Because once you made the very first moral decision in your childhood, your thought adjuster has already got acquainted with the model of your mind when you were just a little kid, maybe of 4 or 5 years old. And this model provided him all your lifespan and all the deeds you are to do that you have no idea of today. That's why. Think about Creator Spirit within you. Think that you are a spiritual personality, eternal personality, eternal. The body, this provisional material means for your operation for the benefit of all on this initial planet, provided to you by Creator, is temporary, but this outer form is not you. You are a spiritual personality. Therefore, you can live on this planet for several hundred years, provided you are born of the Spirit. It's a marvelous state of consciousness. After you are born of the Spirit, you have no vices. Your character is operating only in the actual qualities of Creator's character qualities. They are manifesting themselves every time you are dealing with people. Every single moment you are looking around, and even when you are thinking about what's going on in your country, in your city, in your street, when you hear about different developments on the planet, you are looking with Creator's eyesight at the environment. And you realize that Creator is one for all. They are all brethren. And it is possible, living Creator, to discover within. And you have discovered it. Him, not it. Him. You have discovered Creator. And you have this feeling that you have been born out of the Spirit. Like a little baby is born into this world out of the material woman's womb, the spiritual personality is also born with all the character traits of Creator's character. And all vices simply swept away at once. You have a free spiritual mind and free spiritual personality to do good deeds together with Creator as co-creator, and of your own free will, also bestowed by Creator. And you are operating under Creator's leadership. And the problems all of a sudden evaporate. The problems that you had no idea how to solve just a minute ago. That's the consciousness of the personality born of the Spirit. But to this summit, spiritual summit, lies a very long spiritual path of sincere, personal, and consistent efforts. Just embark upon the spiritual path of Creator's reality, of Creator's evolution today. Don't put it off until tomorrow, because humanity is on the wrong track of self-destruction. And I'm proposing you the right track of eternity.